How you doing today? I'm FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy, and today is a really exciting day for me. Today I'm going to be making a special cut of meat for you, the Tomahawk Steak. It's actually a bone-in ribeye, and it's a very, very expensive and very good cut of meat. We're going to keep this simple. We're going to put a little olive oil on it. Some people say you could use a binder, some say not. I like using a binder. Let's get this covered well. Oh, and before I forget, let me set that oven to 275 degrees because that's what we're going to go with it. We're going to go low and slow. So let's get that oven started. I'm going to go with conventional roast. I'm going to go with 275. Start. So now, as you can tell, I'm going with 275. I'm not going really high in temperature. I want it to cook low and slow. And then we're going to sear it at the very end. You don't got to go crazy with it. You just got to get it so that the rub or the spices that you're going to use is going to stick. Now, again, I've done some research. A lot of people are using salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I don't like garlic powder. I like more of the granules. So if you get a chance, you need to get this McCormick's. It's pink Himalayan sea salt, black pepper, and garlic. So let's start adding that on liberally. Again, don't be shy with your spices here. Let's get that turned over. And get it liberally on this side. And on this end here, don't forget the ends. Now later on when we reverse sear this, after we get it to whatever temperature we like, which is going to be about 115, 120 degrees tops. We like ours medium rare. Again, don't be shy with applying the seasoning. You want to get a good crust on it. Looks like I've got to get me some more McCormick's. Make sure you roll it around on that excess. Get it covered real well. This we'll put on the side. So the oven is about 210 degrees, 215 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start getting my meter set up for cooking. So we're going to put on our meter probe in the app. So then we take this out along here. Okay. We want to, we're currently connected as fbrecko@yahoo.com. And we're going to start the cook. So let's set up the cook. We're going to be cooking beef. Let's see, sirloin, ribeye, T-bone, tomahawk. Look at that. It actually, for the tomahawk, we're going to be using the oven. 140 is way too high. I'm going to set it down to about 120, all right, which is rare. So we're looking for like 130 or 135, but I'm going to go with 120 right now. I'm going to place this into the thick part of the steak, so far in, like that. I'm going to hit start cook. So I have a pan in here that I'm going to be using, but I wanted it to be warm when I started. So I put this in here. Simply place this on the rack and stick it in the oven. And that's it. That's as simple as it gets. So when it gets to an internal temperature of about 115 degrees, we're going to take it out and I'm going to bring it onto the stove and we're going to sear it in a cast iron pan. So it's going to be using the reverse sear method. So I'll see you when this gets to about 115 degrees. Okay, it actually says remove from the heat. We're at 118 degrees and it says resting, but we're not going to let this rest. We're going to come over here to the stove and we're going to put this on some high heat here in a cast iron pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that pan get hot, and then we're going to take it out of the oven and we're going to sear it on all sides and then let it rest till it gets to about 125 degrees internal temperature. So right now it's at 118.7. So let's get it out of the oven. Let's try to keep this out of the oven. So we've got that out. Let's take a look at that. That is so beautiful, but it's not quite done yet. We're going to shut the oven off. Okay, now this has been going, it's got some heat under it. Let's turn this down a little bit. I'm going to add some butter to the pan. And let that melt in there. Check on that heat. And the heat's pretty high. So that's good. So now we're going to take this by the bone. We're going to sit in there. Then we're going to set this timer for 1 minute. I'm going to hold this down. So we're going to hold it down for 1 minute. And then we're going to turn it over and hold it for another minute. We're just searing it right now, and then we're going to let it rest. And stay there with 1 minute. Let's turn that baby over. In 1 minute, start. That's been about a minute. That's getting some good color on it. Let's get this on the end as well. What we're doing right now is we're rendering the fat. Going to give it about a minute on the sides. And then we're just going to let it rest until it gets to about 130, 135. That's a good sear there. Again, at this point, we're just rendering the fat. Turn it over to this edge here. And back to this side. So let's take this off the heat. Put it right on the cutting board. Now I'm going to go ahead and break my own rule here. I'm going to set up a cook again for beef, tomahawk, oven. I'm looking for 130. Start cook. This was going to go back in the end here. Then we're going to just let that do its thing for a few minutes. So let's get that tented over. And let that rest for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm tending to some fresh carrots, and I'm going to be making some broccoli, which is going to be frozen. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, here we are. We're sitting at an internal temperature of 124.6. We're going to say 125 degrees. So it's been resting long enough. Let's get the probe out. And we're going to end the cook. So, let's get a cut. Let's get the bone off first. All right. Look at that piece of meat right there. Let's cut this baby right down the middle. Let's get a look at that internal temperature. Look at that. It's nice, medium rare. So now let's get this baby sliced. Oh. Let's get a taste. Okay, cut a piece there. Brilliant. That's a perfect medium rare. Wow, this came out so good. It's an expensive cut of meat, so you really want to get it right the first time. Anyway, let's take a look. And that's cooked to perfection. Look at that. A perfect medium rare in the center. Wow. So there you have it, my friends. The Tomahawk Steak. Until next time, my friends, you gotta try this out. This is the king of steaks. Wow. That is so good. This is FrankieG, the Cook Cowboy, signing off. And remember, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. Until next time, this is FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy, signing off. I'll see you next time. Sayonara. Alright, one more steak. Look at that. Like butter. I'll see you next time.